A 3-day national conference on doubling food production in 5 years was organized by Crop Care Federation of India in association with Ministry of Agriculture and joined by Crop Life India, PMFAI, ABLEAG and National Seeds Association. President of India Honorable Shri Pranab Mukherjee inaugurated the conference on 1st February at Vigyan Bhavan, New Delhi. The inauguration ceremony was graced with the attendance of Shri Sharad Pawar, the Union Agriculture Minister, Shri Harish Rawat, Union Minister for Water Resources, Shri Srikant Jaina, Minister of State, Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizers, Dr. S. Ayyappan, DG ICAR, Mr. Nadir Godrej, Chairman of Godrej Agrovet Limited, Mr. Raju Barwale, MD Mako.
I have a great pleasure in welcoming you all to this conference. Only with proper care to agriculture, India can achieve its target of economic growth and social changes. The country recorded bumper harvest by farm extension work of private-public partnership. This helped the food grain production to record height of 235 million tons. In fact, many experts who have studied the Indian agriculture potential have mentioned that India can become food basket of the world. The biggest problem faced in India today is from environmentalists. They have a little respect for science. I sometimes wonder that their aim is to keep India poor and hungry. We in Crop Care Federation of India, with support of input from all over the world, we have guests here, we will double the food production in India in 5 years.
In the context of pursuing inclusive economic growth, it is of primary essence to achieve the interdependent objectives of poverty alleviation, mitigation of food inadequacy, creation of rural employment, and growth in rural incomes. Substantial expansion in the country's food production will greatly facilitate in meeting these objectives. The subject matter of this conference is therefore apt, and I applaud the efforts of the organizers to bring an issue of topical importance to the forefront of the national policy discourse. A country's development is dependent on the productivity of its people. First Green Revolution was restricted in terms of geography. We should assert in the Second Green Revolution that is widespread and which touched all arable land in the country. I wish the organizers all success.
I am of firm opinion that we must adopt the modern scientific solution which are based on the sound and proven practices. We also cannot afford to curtail the vigor of our scientific community if they are conducting research with all the precautions. Increase in the agricultural production would have to come mainly from enhancement in the farm productivity in the existing cultivated area. We should not get carried away by misplaced apprehensions against the scientifically proven developments such as the GM crops. Losses on account of pests and disease are estimated as high as 30% of productions in the bad year, which is unacceptable by any standard. I must compliment the organizers for this initiative.
I am happy to inform that the National Water Policy has made several important recommendations in the field of agriculture. Respected Agriculture Minister, on behalf of the Ministry of Water Resources, I assure you that we will provide you all support to achieve the hilarious objective of this conference.
The increase in agricultural productivity in India requires a time-bound program for better irrigation coverage, micro-irrigation systems, increasing fertilizer use, efficiency, soil health management, use of better yield variety of seeds, use of technology for information, inclusive growth for farming community, etc. There are also other important elements to be taken care of like storage, cold chain marketing, institutional support, finance, which are crucial for increasing the food grain production.
Thanks to the Crop Care Foundation of India for this initiative. This conference is very important for emphasizing the key element of partnerships, national, international, public, private, and also have an effective science communication strategy. And in this endeavor, we think we'll be able to achieve that remunerative and resilient agriculture, also with an emphasis on agri-business and agripreneurship.
20 years is what we need, but our leader, Raju Shroff, to whom my hat I now do doff, wants to do it in a mere 5. An impossible dream to make us strive, or something that if we believe, we could go out and achieve. If we multi-crop the field and improve the fodder yield, our dairy sector would then grow and milk will surely overflow. Now poultry is the way to go. I'm sure you'd all be delighted. A golden era has been sighted with rapid poultry growth in store and the ability to feed many more without the use of added land can help us meet the food demand. A lot needs to be done, but when we all work as one, our agriculture will go far. This sector will become the star.
I thank all the supporters and sponsors of this event, namely Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, industry associations, various companies, farmer organizations who have made this event possible. Thank you all for your support and guidance.
Under the chairmanship of Shri Suresh Prabhu, former Union Minister and co-chairman Mr. Abhay Gupta, Director of Parijat Industries, session on role of stakeholders in increasing the food production was conducted. The stakeholders such as Mr. Ram Kondinia of ABLE AG, Mr. Anirban Ghosh of Mahindra & Mahindra, Mr. Anil Jain of Jain Irrigation, Dr. Purvi Mehta of ILRI Animal Husbandry, Mr. Chengal Reddy, Farmer Leader, Ms. Lisa Dreyer of World Economic Forum and Mr. Narayanan Iyer of Rabobank participated. They all gave a clear message that if we work together, we can easily achieve the target of doubling food production in 5 years. A session on innovation in agriculture and extension work was chaired by Mr. J.N.L. Srivastava of IFCO Foundation and co-chaired by Mr. Raghavendra of Gharda Chemicals. An exhibition by the industry was organized at India Habitat Centre. It was inaugurated by Mr. Ashish Bahuguna, Secretary Agriculture. The keynote address was given by Dr. Patrick Moore of Green Spirit.
You are using science to produce a better agriculture. The majority are taking an anti-science position, and you would almost think they would wish the people would go away. The anti-human element in the environmental movement must be countered, must be stopped.
Agrochemical and seed industry took part in the session chaired by Mr. U.K. Singh, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture, on cooperation between government, regulatory authorities and industry in doubling the food production. Mr. U.K. Singh made a very good announcement about the decision taken by the government. After the session, everybody was confident that a lot of delays and hurdles will be removed by such interaction and files which are delayed indefinitely will be cleared. Dr. C.D. Mai chaired a parallel session on government policies and post-harvest management. Dr. B.B. Patnaik of CWC, Dr. P.M. Govindakrishnan of CPRI Simla and Dr. Vivek Debroy, economist, participated in this session.
If we believe in the reforms, let's apply those principles to Indian agriculture, where 55% still earns a living out of agriculture.
After listening to the speakers, everyone felt confident of the bright future of agriculture in India. The session on myths, realities and remedies was chaired by Dr. T.P. Rajendran. This session created a great interest among the scientists and industrialists involved with agriculture.
Cancer rate in Punjab is actually much less than the national and global levels. Linking cancer rates to pesticide use is a plain scaremongering. We need a separate statutory body to monitor, probe, and punish scientific frauds in our country.
The ancients blamed themselves. When the climate turned bad, they said it's our fault. As we're saying today, it's our fault. But it wasn't the gods that were angry, it was Mother Nature. With higher yield farming, we can not only feed the people, but we can keep the wildlife we have.
If the food has a higher level of residue than the maximum residue limit, it doesn't automatically mean that the food is not safe to eat. The residue level above MRL shows that the farmers has not used the pesticide properly.
Session on International Experience in Agriculture Productivity was chaired by Dr. R.B. Singh.
We have one of the best people that we could think of in the whole world to be here in this hall. This is amazing.
Dr. Peter Kenmore of FAO, Mr. Gustavo Groboco Patel, world's largest farmer from Argentina, Mr. Ireneo da Costa Rodrigues from Brazil, Mr. Andrew Slatter from ANZ, Dr. Bertus Jacobs from Australia, Dr. Peter Raven from USA. All of them made excellent presentations.
One solution at a time, whether it's a seed, a machine, a chemical, are not the answer. For the majority of the world, it's smallholder farmers that are producing that food. So smallholder farmers must be at the center of our thinking and our efforts.
GM crops are perfectly safe. If we can understand that scientists are not characters on pop radio shows, but rather they're people who develop conclusions on rational systems that have shown the test of time for 600 years, and that we need to understand the reasons they've come to those conclusions and respect them, then perhaps we can develop a more rational outlook on many points of our society and its growth.
All the participants were not only impressed but also wanted to spend more time with these speakers.
All the presentation was so rich and so deep. Let us give the big hand to all our presenters here.